When it comes to judging players, those who've been there and done it have the most valuable insight. Whether they're analysts, coaches, or fans, these NBA veterans have seen it all. They know what it takes to win and what makes a player truly great. So when NBA legends say Nikola Jokic is special, it's something we should all take seriously. Let's hear what these experts have to say about the Nuggets' two-time MVP, even if he did fumble his name during the 2017 All-Star Skills Challenge.
I like Nikola Jokic, the Joker from Denver, to win.
Reggie Miller, the legendary Pacers star, once compared Nikola Jokic to Magic Johnson, often considered the greatest point guard of all time. Like Magic, Jokic is all about setting up his teammates. According to Reggie, Jokic's main focus is finding the best possible shot for everyone else on the court. As the NBA's all-time leader in three-pointers, Reggie knows the importance of clean looks. He built his career on moving without the ball and relying on his teammates to set him up for shots. That's how he scored over 25,000 career points. If Reggie Miller had played alongside someone like Jokic, a 7-foot point guard, his job would have been a lot easier. In just 8 seasons, Jokic has already established himself as one of the greatest passing big men in NBA history. Unlike most players at his position, Jokic regularly ranks among the league leaders in assists. Since his breakout 2019 season, he's been averaging around 8 assists per game.
He's got great touch, doesn't he?
If Jokic keeps up his current pace, he could become the first non-point guard in NBA history to average a triple-double for an entire season, much like the 6'9" Magic Johnson. Jokic uses his height to his advantage, seeing over defenses and easily getting the ball to open teammates. Like Magic, he breaks the stereotype that tall players can't be floor generals. It's their basketball IQ and court vision that truly set them apart. Richard Jefferson, known for his fast break partnership with Jason Kidd on the Nets, made a name for himself with his athleticism in his 20s. But it was his basketball IQ that kept him effective even at 35, playing a key role on the championship-winning Cavaliers. During an appearance on NBA Countdown last January, he was asked what impressed him most about Jokic's game.
He was always this passer. He was always a rebounder and scorer. I would say his basketball IQ and his understanding of when to raise his level.
Although Jokic's scoring is down this year compared to his 2 MVP seasons, Richard Jefferson explained that this was intentional. With his 20-point-per-game teammate Jamal Murray out for most of the last season and a half, Jokic had to take on more of the scoring load. After averaging 26.4 and 27.1 points over the last 2 seasons, he's now at 24.7 points per game. But his assists have increased, staying close to 10 per game all season.
So that tells me that he scores when he needs to, and he knows how to get everyone else involved.
He discussed how the team was built around his court vision, mentioning that adding players like Bruce Brown and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope was intentional. These players excel at cutting and getting open, making it easier for Jokic to find them and make them feel comfortable on the court.
Playing with Jason Kidd, and Jason Kidd was like, how do you want me to throw the lob? He makes everyone feel at home because he has such an immense basketball IQ.
We're not just talking about any coach here. Greg Popovich is often considered the greatest coach of all time, holding the record for most career wins. He led the Spurs to the playoffs every year from 1998 to 2019, winning 5 championships in 6 finals appearances. Plus, he coached Tim Duncan, known as the league's best teammate and ultimate winner, earning him the nickname the Big Fundamental. Even after 2 decades of coaching greatness, Popovich is still amazed by what Nikola Jokic can do. When a reporter asked him if it's tougher to defend Jokic's passes or his shots, Pop couldn't help but laugh.
I don't know. I don't think anybody's figured that out. He's a great one.
He may have a point. There's really no perfect way to guard him. Jokic shoots 63% from the field and nearly 40% from beyond the arc.
Jokic backs up for the win! Yes!
If you double-team him, he'll quickly find an open teammate with a pass. He also made one thing clear.
I just want to make that clear.
Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady are 2 of the most exciting players in NBA history. T-Mac won 2 scoring titles and was an All-NBA selection 7 times. While Vince Carter, known for his jaw-dropping dunks, might be the greatest dunker ever. The 2 teamed up in Toronto for 2 years in the late 90s, before McGrady left to lead his own squad in Orlando. but the highlights they created together still speak for themselves.
Rebound. 4-point lead for the Hornets. And the Carter from McGrady.
On Vince Carter's show, the two discussed the 2023 MVP race, and McGrady shared his thoughts.
Close. It's that boy.
Both praised Jokic for his ability to elevate his team. Vince pointed out that, despite the disrespect the Nuggets often face, Jokic has led them to the top spot in the West. The Nuggets are currently ranked number 1 in team field goal percentage, the only team in the league shooting over 50%. Jokic is the key behind this success. He consistently sets up his teammates with open looks, giving them high percentage shots and making everyone around him better.
Jokic going, but they're doubling him every time. Cross-court sling and...
The Nuggets have embraced Jokic's team-first mentality, ranking second in the NBA in assists per game. At the top of the list are the Golden State Warriors, whose Big Three have won 4 championships in the last 8 seasons.
Jokic spins, bumps, and finishes.
No egos, no isolation plays, just solid basketball. That's why the Nuggets are thriving without a second All-Star. They're the only team in the top 5 of either conference with just one past or present All-Star in their starting lineup. Shaquille O'Neal, on the other hand, was one of the most dominant players the NBA has ever seen. His size and strength made him nearly impossible to stop, and with incredible footwork to match, he's often considered one of the top 10 players in basketball history.
Marky Walker, the ball into Shaq. He's going to the hole. Slam!
At 6'6", Charles Barkley had to rely on strength and determination to compete against much taller big men. Despite his height, he became one of the greatest rebounders of his era. Together with Shaquille O'Neal, the duo makes for an entertaining pair on NBA on TNT, where both former MVPs often share their insights on current players. Their takes are sometimes harsh, like when they criticize the LA Lakers' Anthony Davis for being too soft.
Blame Anthony Davis. You ain't doing what you're supposed to do. You're 27 years old. You ain't holding up your end of the bargain.
Last Christmas, Jokic joined the Inside the NBA crew after becoming the all-time leader in triple-doubles for a center. While Shaq and Jokic played the same position, they couldn't be more different. Shaq was a dominant force, while Jokic relies on his incredible skill to succeed. Despite their contrasting styles, Shaq had to give credit to the Serbian big man.
Got to another, just want to say it's a joy watching you play. You're the epitome of what a great big man should look like. Scoring, passing, being very unselfish. I love your game and I'm proud of you.
Chuck, on the other hand, was more focused on Jokic's style of play.
Coming in tonight, you were fly tonight, brother. Wait, you look good tonight walking in there. You must got big plans after the game tonight.
Business and means that I'm here to do my job, so I think that's what to represent.
Wow, Chuck Minute is a joke. Chuck liked the answer.
What he said.
I know.
I mean,
exactly
because
what you mean.
Like, he's trying to really send a message to the rest of the team. Like, guys, we're not here screwing around. We're here. This is business. And
Shaq later compared Jokic to Tim Duncan, not for their playing styles, but for their similar approach to the game.
Tim Duncan, a big man.
Yeah, he's a...
Yeah.
Ask any NBA legend, and they'll have something to say about Jokic. Isaiah Thomas praised not only his flawless fundamentals, but also his sharp basketball IQ during the 2022 MVP race between Jokic and Joel Embiid. Meanwhile, Stan Van Gundy couldn't even understand why it was considered a debate.
Not that close. Jokic has been on the floor for more wins. If you look statistically, he leads them across.
Paul Pierce mentioned that Jokic has to be one of the top 3 most skilled players in the NBA.
He doesn't have any athleticism. No definition, no speed, and he continues to be major factor out there on the offensive end. It just puts hope in all the little pudgy kids around the world that you can do.
No matter who gets named MVP in the coming weeks, Nikola Jokic has already solidified his place among the NBA's legends. His peers see him as a unicorn, a pass-first center with skills that rival those of any point guard in the league. He's unstoppable, unguardable. Now, the next challenge is bringing Denver its first NBA title. If there's one thing Jokic has shown in his 8 years in the league, it's that betting against him is never wise. What do you think is Jokic's most important skill? Drop a comment below, subscribe, and thanks for watching Hooper's Lane.